back to the Premier League.
Yes.
They have struggled, they've stumbled along the way.
Yes.
But you got them back.
Yeah.
They are here.
Yeah.
The first season, not really good as expected,
Yeah.
but at least you remained on top of the Premier League as well, and you continue to push forward. Now the new season, Shabana started so well. Wins, losses, part of the game, but how can you conclude the 2024-2025 season so far?
Okay, first and foremost, I have to register my thanks because, for having us in this studio. It has been a long journey for Shabana Football Club. Yeah, I can say that this is a journey which began like 3 years back. So far, so good. We have done good, despite that there have been some kind of challenges which I expected in any form of game. This is, I think this is our third season as the officer since we took power at the Shabana Football Club. 1.5 season we spent it at the NSL, that is the National Super League, whereby in the first half of the season we finished at the 3rd position, and then the last part of that is the last year of last season of the NSL part, we were successful to finish as the champions of the NSL. Now after that, I think it was expected, like from us, we expected that it was not going to be easy on the top tier league, and we knew that there was a lot of expectation from the team. In that traditionally our fans, our supporters, they were in that ways, Shabana must win, Shabana is a big game team. But eventually when we were playing at the KPL, we found that things were not that easy. It was a bit difficult, but as I've said that we expected that. So we went back to the drawing board and tried to review what is working with the team, what is not working with the team, strategically to come up with something which will help us to grow. And indeed, after implementation of some of the processes, I can say that here we are. We are not doing that good, but we are doing average good. So that is basically where we are.
So far,
yeah.
This is how Shabana has performed.
Yes.
We have had their number 9.
Yes.
There's a time we were number 4, 5 here with the Leopards fighting.
Yes.
A little bit, just 2 losses, I think 3 losses.
Yes.
And then they brought you back to number 9.
Yes.
And you played 15 games, 15 wins, 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. That gives you 20 points so far, so good. So probably we're expecting this to go back. Yes. Probably to climb a bit up and get back maybe to top 5, top 4, top 3, around there. That's where Shabana probably is headed to. So far, you've been able to produce players.
Yes.
2 players.
Yes.
Some of them are not known, but they were Brand Michira. Where did he come from? Nobody knows Brand Michira where he came from, but at the end of the day, he's here for Shabana, scoring goals. He and Darius Musaga Mnyambo have been called to the national team. So far, 2. Darius made the cut, Michira missed. Yes. What do you make of that?
I don't say that he missed the cards, but you know, when you are selecting the national team, there's various aspects, specifically from the technical bench they used to look upon. So under that technicality and the decision of the technical bench of the national team, maybe they said there are some aspect he needs to work on. So you have asked about the 2 players who are current or who have received the calls to the national team, but I want to tell you something. You know, like now, okay, that is figuratively what is happening in the national team. But again, if you look on what is happening in under 20 national team, already we have 2 players. That is the Austin Odongo and
the guy from Chris Augusto.
Yes, and Dalvin Omuri. The 2 guys are featured in the national team under 20. So cumulatively, we are proud to produce like 4, if not 5 players in the national team. because before even the departure of our striker, he had initially had a call for the national team when it went to South Sudan, you remember, of recent. So it is good for the team. It shows that there is something which is being done at the grassroots level. We are trying to develop not the raw talent, the ready talent, but we are trying to go back to nurture the youths, to nurture those maybe I can say the young talents, and explore them onto the senior level. So you can see like now the two players whom I've just mentioned, the Dalvin Omuri and Austin Odongo. Yes, as much as they play and they present the nation on the under-20 national team, we have given them the priority to showcase their talent at the senior team.
Talk about Justin Amando Masai.
Yes.
They call him M16.
Yes.
Where did that name come from anyway? Why did, like, there's MT9, there's M16.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are just the initials. From their name. Like now Brian Michira, BM10. Brian Michira, BM10. Yes, Darius Musaga, DM33, something of that kind. So it is basically from their initials.
The initials. Yes. But Shabana has showcased what fans can do. Previously, we knew about AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia.
Yes.
Even today, Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards still struggle to bring their fans to the stadium, especially when the two teams are playing. It's no longer the Mashemeji derby that we knew. But here comes Shabana. Remember the game between Shabana and Gor Mahia at Machakos?
Yes.
Machakos Stadium was packed to capacity. And majority of those fans were Shabana.
Yes.
Where is this movement coming from and where is it going?
Okay, I think there is something we are doing in a unique way. Number one, it is good to win the hearts of the fans. That is to be transparent, involve them in every process, let them be part of whatever you are doing in the team. Even if we lose, like now we say that there are some games we have not performed good, they own that results. But
they still come, they still show up.
It is theirs. It is a poor result, but it is theirs. So when you involve them in that processes and in that capacity of growth, it is a bit easy for the team, like the upcoming team like Shabana. There are some aspects they are not supposed to question. In that when you involve them fully, like now let's say about the gate collections, when you involve them, bring them on board, show them what you are doing, let them be part of what is being done. From that perspective, you get that you avoid a lot of questions because they own the process. So in that capacity, they develop how they build that kind of trust, and that is how Shabana it is being operated.
Now, Shabana is here, 2 seasons in the FKF Premier League, and you're moving steadily. You're showing potential, you're showing what you can do with the fans behind you, they're rallying behind you, giving you the support that you need. What are the plans going forward? Because you have to tap to these fans and these players to get more funds, to develop your club and move forward to a point where it's another big brand beyond where it is now. It's big already, but it can be better than where it is. What are your plans to ensure that you monetize this?
I think from that perspective, it is good to understand that the Shabana of yesterday, it is not Shabana of today, and it's not Shabana of tomorrow. We had our own challenges in the past, that is Shabana of yesterday. Currently, we know specifically where we are, and that is why, we are doing a lot of involvement. That is circumferencing the stakeholders of Shabana Football Club, involving them in every process. In that, currently we are working on a strategic plan, which very soon we are going to unveil when we will be unveiling our kids. So this strategic plan, it will show clearly where we are, maybe briefly where we have come from and where we are going. So that in this road, from this perspective, we'll build the mechanism. Like in the next 5 years, where do we want to be like as Shabana Football Club? So when we answer that question, already we have developed the short-term and the long-term plans. There are those plans we have to achieve, like in the course of the month, we have to do 1, 2, 3. Like in the course of the month, we have to unveil the strategic plan for the year, from the year 2024 to the year 2029. That is 5 years stipulated in both short-term, intermediate, and long-term plan. So in this process, we have involved all the stakeholders. They have been in part and parcel of the process. So it is very clear in that in the course of the month, as we are going to unveil this strategic plan, you will see exactly where Shabana is and at the end of the season, where we are going to be, and maybe by 2 years, that is the intermediate plan, and then the 5 years plan. So maybe if I can shed some light, in the course of the season, what is our objective? What is our vision at the end of the season? Where do we want Shabana to be? Number one, we want to, if we will not be declared as the champions of the KPL, then let's finish at a reasonable, respectable number, that is position. And from that perspective, we want to finish at least the top 5. We understand that in the current football, we have the 2 championships we have to fight for. We have the Mozart, and then we have the KPL championship.
Which gives you a promotion to the
at the end of it, yes, we want to perform. If it is the CAF Confederation, the Mozart Cup, if we can reach the semis, then we are okay. If we can finish top 5 in the KPL league, then we'll be okay. But if we achieve more, it will be the best of the club. So at the end of it, God willing, if we can perform more than 100% of our expectation, like we have done before, then expect Shabana to be one of the representatives of the nation in the championship.
Your fans are worried about some things, specifically the replacements, like Tagisi left. And they need to see more players involved, more strikers, so that they believe having more midfielders and more strikers can enable you get more goals and win matches. How are you going to replace Tagisi by this? The replacement coming?
Now, for a developing team, you have to allow this form of transition. Like now, you have to allow those who have performed exemplary to join other teams. That is for their growth of their career. Bring some players whom you can develop to fit or to fill this gap. We understand very well that, okay, though I'm not supposed to discuss the details because even the transfer window has not been opened, but it is there in the public that Tegese has moved to one of the teams in TSED. So as a team, number one, that is an opportunity for growth, both for an individual player and for the team. It brings about the kind of motivation to the colleague players. They will get motivated, like this is a player, we have been playing with him, and now that from the league, from the matches we have been playing, he has attracted the club B, maybe who wants his services. So from that perspective, even this young generation we are talking about, when they see that that kind of transition process, they are being motivated, because they understand, okay, if you perform exemplary good, and then Shabana is a way in that you can grow your career. So for us, we are taking it as a positive thing, and of course we understand that that is a gap which has been left, and we are not going to move maybe to the next level before we fill that gap. So expect we are bringing somebody of the caliber of the same, or maybe who can supersede, who can supersede the performance of Tegs.
Exactly, because I when I look at the people that the player that you have already, the likes of Austin Odongo. The last Christmas, I was in Vihiga and I saw Odongo play. And then recently I saw him at Shabana and he scored against KCB. That's a good move, because that's a talented player. He's already been called for the national team under 20, as you said, and many others were coming up. For continuity purposes, how are you going to ensure that there is good transition between players who leave and those who are coming in? Like now we have a transfer window which is going to open any time from now. And we'll be seeing more people coming into Shabana. We have good players, we have others who are average, but at the end of the day, they all play for you.
Okay, at the end of it, maybe to answer this question, it is good to understand that in every team, we have the experienced players. And then we have the upcoming players. So in this perspective, you have to balance the two. For the team to receive the necessary results, like Shabana, where there is a lot of pressure, you have to balance the two. As much as you are developing the talents, you have to have some of the experienced players of which can bring some kind of sustainability and give room to these young talents to grow. So if you look at our structure, it is very clear. Like now, we have some of the experienced players of which we can anticipate like maybe by the end of 2 years, 3 years down the line, maybe the performance will not be the same performance maybe the player is giving currently. So what we are doing, we are trying to recruit this now young talent who can come, join the team without pressure, no pressure, and start developing this kind of talent. If you see like now, Austin Odongo is 17 years, but he can perform in any form of a senior team competition. But we don't want to give him that kind of pressure. You see, like when he scored against the KCB, he just played the 10 minutes. And the 10 minutes, the boy was active enough to make some dangerous attack, strike, and have a score. So from that angle, you are not giving this young talent a lot of pressure, but you are giving them room to develop. And that is what we are exactly trying to do in the team of Shabana.
Even as we wind up, 2025, you have key things that you want to work on, specifically for Shabana to be where you want it to be in the next 5 years. For 2025 alone, just in 2 minutes, what exactly do you have to do?
Okay, just starting in the course of the month, number one, we want to unveil our strategic plan, which will be guiding the team. And then number two, we'll be unveiling the kit, that is the sponsorship kit, Sport Pesa Shabana sponsorship. And then we'll be unveiling now the sporting institution fitting kit for the team Shabana. And then going forward, there is this, we have our main objective, specifically what I've already shared. So in due course, we'll be, after unveiling these processes, we want to have that kind of good performance in that perspective which I've discussed. We want to bring in some kind of financial sustainability in the team, of which I'll share maybe in details when we have time. Then we have we want to ensure the right youth development processes, of which already we have discussed. And again, we want to see how best the way we have given the feasibility of the team. So besides that, we have not achieved the 100%, but we know that we have given our best to some extent. So we want to bring in the ladies team. Remember, we have Shabana Ladies Queen. So we want also to give them the same feasibility for their growth. And then in terms of infrastructures, it is good that currently we have a maximum support from the county government of Kisii, of which has given us free of charge the Gusii Stadium. So from that perspective, we have room now to see how best we can improve not only the Gusii Stadium, but have another infrastructure maybe which can help the team for practicing purposes. So we have a lot in the course
you have a lot on they call Gusii Stadium a slaughterhouse. I don't know why. You'll tell us that one later. But now look at that camera and talk to your fans and tell them what you expect from them, and also just a word to the fans as we wind up.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to thank our fans who have been our supporters since we were at the NSL, and now that we are at the KPL. This journey, I think they feel ownership of the process, and where we are, it's because of their support, and I register my words of thanks, because maybe if it was not of that kind of support they have been giving us, maybe it was not of that easy to achieve what we have achieved. In the season 2025, here we are, no, 2024-2025, here we are. We know what we want. At the end of it, we want to finish the league at the top number 5. God willing, let's have our passports ready. And anytime I know that our journey is towards CAF, and the CAF is calling. So let that time when it comes, let it get us. We are ready for it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Karema, for talking to us. Thank you so much for joining us on Scoreline. My name is Jeff Mogire. We had a very wonderful conversation here. Shabana, they say Tori Bobe, Shabana Neyamo. I don't know what that means, but they will tell us next time when they come here. Have a good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Scoreline, brought to you by 1xBet.